We're not recording this.
Oh, no, we're recording this right now, because I was the one who had the sweet burn about how Disney now owns our childhoods and our prolonged adolescence, which is basically adulthood now.
I mean, fair. We are big kids.
Right, so what were you saying about 20th Century Fox versus Fox News?
Oh, God.
We're talking about... We can cut this if we want. I think it's my episode, so I can cut this if I want. We're going to talk about it.
Oh, I'm not... No, this is no.
What do you mean, no?
Look, we're supposed to be embracing. We're back, people. We're here. Not how Disney is doing like a subtle, weird separation of 20th Fox versus 20th Century Fox.
Well, because Fox News. That's a tongue twister for you.
What?
Yeah, this is my stand. I'm from Portland, Oregon. I'm in my Portland Timbers shirt. Fuck Fox News.
No, fucks.
Fucks Fox News. It's how like it's German. It's einfach gut.
Oh man. So
also one thing I'll say about Disney and how much they suck. So when their acquisition of 20th Century Fox, they they have the new Ice Age stuff coming out, like the Scrat Tales and stuff.
Yep.
They took Blue Sky Studios off of the poster for the branding. Fuck you, Disney.
I mean, Disney, the modern monopoly.
So is Microsoft. Anyway, video games.
But Microsoft at least keeps things separate. Like, who was the big acquisition? Bethesda, right? Remember that one?
That was for like almost $8 billion.
So when they acquired Bethesda and they brought them into Microsoft's gaming arm, they let Bethesda, for the most part, autonomy, as you just said. Like, that is like, if you're going to buy places out because you've got billions and trillions of dollars, that's your right. If you have stupid money and you want to further your company, you're going to do it. But allow what you acquire to still operate. And if there's bad, like the Activision Blizzard thing, right? We all know the bad going on with there.
Yeah. It's also systemic in a lot of other publishers in the industry.
Cut it out. Microsoft does not play with the bad. Like Microsoft, as you know, they made that deal with GameStop, right? So they are GameStop's as a whole. Is
that why Reggie quit?
I don't know. Could be. But so
if they forced Reggie out of GameStop because they didn't want to work for Xbox, that would be hilarious.
But so like Microsoft is rebranding everything with all of GameStop's. GameStop's point of sale machines are going to be through Microsoft. Whole rebrand for the most part on the internal part of the store. Also, all Xbox exclusives will go through GameStop now versus Best Buy, Target, whatever. Like, if you look at the deal, it's insane.
I also just like the idea of Xbox POS.
It just has the little Xbox chime every time a sale happens.
Oh my God. It's like how when you go to a convenience stores and whenever they have like dial-up or they do like a debit card transaction, it makes the Sonic ring noise. Ding! Yeah, that noise. That's Sonic noise. I'm like, so Sonic and money are connected in my brain.
So they cut out all of, like, for the most part, they cut the bad as best as they can.
Yeah, you cut out cancer. It's what you do.
So I respect that, But what I do want to say, ladies and gentlemen, is I know you've listened to our diatribe. Guess who's back? Back again. James is back.
Tell a friend.
John, that is.
Guess who's back? Guess who's back?
James, John, and James.
Because we've created a monster. And I don't want to see James and John no more. Something shady, shot liquor, whatever. I haven't rapped in a long time, and I'm also white, so it doesn't matter.
He's from Portland. They don't rap. They just go Nirvana and just feels.
You keep Seattle, you keep Washington out of my Portland, motherfucker.
Y'all still like Nirvana, don't lie.
Also, we swore, so we can't do that.
You like Nirvana, admit it.
No. I don't think I can actually tell you a song I've listened to.
Okay, that's fair. You are Oregon born.
Yeah. I mean, we have very clear delineations in our grunge that we listen to. I listen to Roadkill from Howard Drawson, and you can listen to all the Kurt Cobain you want. You keep it out of my state. You go to the Puget Sound, you go swimming, you drown.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we're back, and it's
Dinosaur Tale.
Ayo, I enjoyed that movie very much. Thank you. A talking T-Rex was great.
John Goodman is the T-Rex.
He liked to golf too. Remember?
Yeah, he was the dinosaur. What's his name? Bob Hope. That's his name.
There you go.
I wanted to say Bob Kane. I'm like, no, he made Batman.
I was gonna say, yeah, that's a segue right there.
Yep.
But no, that was a great movie. Hot dogs.
Yeah, eating hot dogs, getting fat, and then when they're actually like dinosaurs, they turn into real ones. I'm like, yeah, this is Don Bluth, isn't it?
Like, that was a terror moment. Like, if you're a 5-year-old to see the, like, happy-go-lucky T-Rex, like, give up that to the bad guy and then go all monster T-Rex, and it's like, oh.
Well, like, okay, quick We're Back review. So Steven Spielberg, hot off of Jurassic Park, was like, look, the kids want dinosaurs. We're making a dinosaur cartoon. Let's make it happen. Donnie, get in here. You're going to do the drawings. It's going to be nice.
It was a good time. That was a good moment. So we're dating ourselves, obviously. You know, we're old.
It's 1993 when video games were king and dinosaurs roamed the earth.
Life finds a way.
When dinosaurs roamed the silver screen, when screens were actually silver.
So we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for graciously waiting for about a month while we had some fun stuff in the works. We will, at the end of the episode, let you know what is coming out in T-minus less than a few days, right?
What does your wrist say? You don't have a watch.
It's magical.
Oh, okay. So you're saying that time is only a thing that exists in your mind?
It's a construct.
Fuck yeah. So we've been only gone for 5 minutes. Where y'all been?
So a lot of
we're too out there for like the first 7 minutes. We're too out there.
So a lot has happened in the time that we've been off. As you know, we've been plugging, playing, working, improving what we could because we love talking to you. We love your feedback. Honestly, I could talk about video games till I'm blue in the face, and John is a decrepit skeleton because I've spit so much JRPG knowledge at him.
I just like the idea of me being a skeleton and like, finally, the body I've always wanted, and I'd play my ribs like a xylophone.
You look like the skeleton from Home Alone 2 as he's being shocked.
I've got a bone to pick with you.
Oh, no.
That's an Evil Dead joke. Whatever.
Oh, man. But so a lot has happened since then. As you all know, we got a pretty fire Nintendo Direct. We got literally, it was an hour long, right?
It was an hour long. Not only that, but like this entire 2022 is stacked with releases right off the bat. Like we're dating ourselves even to the week because just yesterday Elden Ring came out. So there's every chance in the world you're not listening to us right now. You're playing Elden Ring.
So it has been a busy first part of the year. I was telling John before we started up here for the episode, like I have purchased 10 games since January 1st. And I know like could be construed as, oh, that's not a lot. But literally I'm knee deep in one and 4 more have come out and I'm just like, oh my God, I gotta get up. My backlog it's going.
You're knee deep in one and you're about to be something else deep in another one. It's like, I gotta keep going.
Must keep trucking. Well, I would walk 500 miles.
And I would log 500 miles into whatever RPG you're playing.
I mean, no comment.
No comment. That means it's probably more.
So we, as you know, the running theme and the running joke is John can't really finish a JRPG.
Well, because they're boring.
So I will fight him for that. Mm-hmm. So I jokingly asked, have you finally beat Lost Sphere? As you know, ladies and gentlemen, that's the game I challenged him to play. Mm. He gave it the old college try, and he failed miserably. John, 0, RPGs 1.
Yeah, well, here's the thing, too. I think there's something very unfair about our recent challenge to recommend games to one another, because I recommend you something like Bioshock, and that maybe takes you 6 to 8 hours to complete, and then you recommend me Lost Sphere. It's like, oh, that's a short one. It's only 20 hours.
I spent a total of 30 hours between Dead Rising and Bioshock.
That's 2 games.
Okay, fine. We'll average it out. That's 15 hours a game.
That's still less than the one game you gave to me. And there was one before that one there?
No, there was one before that. The last time I did anything RPG related for you was when I was like, hey, here's Disgaea 4 for the Switch.
That was a gift.
It was. That was the last RPG thing I had ever done for you. Because prior to that, I was like, hey, try Tales of Berseria. You're literally playing the villain, essentially. You're playing
as Shadow the Hedgehog. You're playing as sexy Shadow the Hedgehog.
Oh.
And you can give your little friends cowboy hats, and I thought that was cute.
So I thought, oh, cool, you'll like this. And you literally couldn't even get through the prologue.
Was it really the prologue I was stuck at? I went through like 2 islands.
Oh, never mind. I stand corrected. You did get a little bit in, and you gave up.
I gave up because there were certain things that still just bug me, as maybe that's my analytical mind kicking in, but like in terms of things I'd rather do, the Far Cry 6 DLC came out, and then I still had Lost Sphear staring at me. I'm like, which one is more fun for me to play and I would actually get more engagement out of?
Finish the game your friend recommended for you. Finish your friend's recommendation.
That's like basically saying eating your vegetables before you get your dessert.
Finish the game.
I'm an adult and I'll make my own decisions, thank you. I'll eat cake anytime I fucking want.
I'm a big kid now.
My pull-ups prove it. This is getting off the rails. Do we even introduce the topics? We talked about...
Oh, no. We welcomed ourselves back. You know, we said, hey...
Also, my notes aren't updating because I took notes of this last night, but my Wi-Fi died because Spectrum likes to die on me for whatever stupid reason. Thank you.
Thank you, dead Wi-Fi.
Yeah, so... that was my phone hitting the refrigerator over there. That's how upset I am.
So... It's been a decent intro, so don't touch that dial. When we come back, we're gonna talk about a couple things. Like obviously, you heard us mention some things with the Nintendo Direct, some games I purchased, John with the DLC. So we want to touch on what's happened, and then we're gonna spit at you some quick reviews of some games we both have really enjoyed. So don't touch that dial. Games with John and James is back.
We're back at Dinosaur's Tale. Are the games I'm going to recommend worth playing? Absolutely. And they won't take you 20 hours to beat. See you after the break.
I feel like that's just like a hard dig at me, and I'm not okay with that. For that, I'm recommending him Persona 5 Royal, all 180 hours of gloriousness.
It's so funny. It's so naive of you to think that there's only 180 hours worth of stuff in that game.
Well, for you, there'd be way more because you're going to be like, I'm unlocking all the boys.
You told. All right, we'll be right back.
This just in. Breaking news. Games with John and James are now news reporters. I'm coming to you live. I am Hot Fire James with Ample Wample John.
It's Supple Wupple, and I'll thank you not to confuse it with my mom's nickname.
So, welcome back, everyone. So, as you know, we're back after a month-long hiatus or break, interim, interlude, whatever word you want to incorporate.
Let's call it a winter break, because I don't know about you, but I definitely needed it. And like in terms of personal life stuff, like I took care of some business, so I was pretty happy with this break. I wasn't happy that we were gone. I was just kind of more happy that I was able to focus on some stuff I needed to get done.
See, he does care about you.
One of you. You can fight amongst yourself on which one it is.
So, a lot has happened in that month. We've got tons of gaming news that's happened, tons of new games that have come out, and
Game Freak actually made a new game. I am floored by this.
So, yeah. One of the, so what he's mentioning, Pokemon Legends of Arceus came out, and it kind of turned the Pokemon world upside down. At first, previews, everyone's like, oh, look, it's Breath of the Wild without any substance because they were showing blank, empty landscapes, which didn't do it justice in the slightest. When you actually got into the game, you got to see the Pokemon and you got to traverse the world. Even the town interactions, it was so fresh. It was so rewarding. And
it was fresh for Game Freak. I say it as a joke, but I also mean it. Think about every Pokemon game that has come out. What has changed? Nothing. Graphics. That's it. They made one game and they iterated on it for over a dozen releases. With this, they finally took a step into a new direction and made a new video game. That is their step forward. I'm proud of them. And in terms of like the graphics and substance and stuff like that, the game, it's better in motion in terms of how it looks, and also your engagement with it. You know, if you don't like Pokemon, you're probably not going to like it anyway. So what are you doing reviewing it?
So, hey, remember, no, they gave us Chibis again with Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl.
Oh,
you can play Pokemon Chibi.
That cash grab piece of crap, yeah.
Oh, man. But,
Diamond and Pearl deserved better.
Yeah, so, like,
even
that...
the Let's Go treatment, for God's sake. I thought that was the lowest the Game Freak could go.
Let's go! So, that was wild. Like, honestly, if you look at the Pokemon franchise as a whole... Formulaic doesn't even begin to do it justice or describe it. It
also
is
easy and boring.
It is rinse, repeat. It's a JRPG when you look at it.
For children.
And to see them breathe new life into it, because they did to a degree back in the day. Pokemon Snap, Pokemon Coliseum.
Oh, exploring the actual war of the Pokemon has been far more interesting than the actual games of Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I want to just immediately jump ahead of anyone commenting when I said Pokemon is for children. Yes, it's for children. That doesn't make you, as an adult fan, any less of a person or less of an adult. You're still playing a game intended for children. All toys are made for children.
We're big kids. There are toys, too.
I'm a 33-year-old boy, and I'm looking forward to my Blue Hedgehog game this year. Chill out.
He's a boy. He's a boy. His name is John, and he's a boy.
You gotta work on your rhymes. These Season 2's songs aren't as good.
I know. Well, that's what I get. I'm rusty.
Yeah.
So...
It's also cold in here. Shit. It's also cold in here. Poop. Sorry, I gotta stop swearing.
So,
that's the one I get.
Honestly, like, one of the biggest things that's happened in our time away was that Nintendo Direct that came out here just a couple weeks ago.
That's true.
It lit up everything gamers could ever want or hope for, and had so many surprises. And I'm going to steal the thunder on one surprise.
Go for it.
Of which I never expected to see this on a Nintendo console.
Uh-oh.
The remaster of Chrono Cross.
We can't stop. We can't stop talking about this franchise and these games. We can't.
So, as you all know, I'm not the biggest fan of Chrono Cross, comparatively speaking, to Chrono Trigger, but that was completely, like, out of nowhere. Everyone was Final Fantasy Tactics. Oh, look at this rumor here. Oh, there's this rumor here. They Play Asia did 7 and 8. They remastered 8 to make it look better and not deathly. There's a whole 9 remaster as well. So they thought, oh, cool, we're going to get Final Fantasy vein games. Like that.
Or Saga.
Or Saga. Like, that blew my mind. And it makes me happy because even though I'm not the biggest fan of it, that is one of the iconic RPGs of the PlayStation 1. And that was towards the end of the PS1's life cycle, pushed the PS1 to its limits, and seeing what they've done. So shout out to everybody who's done the side-by-side comparison of character models, how it looks, etc., from what we got from the trailer.
Are we seeing like an upgrade worth of like FF8s?
Better.
Damn. Okay, cool.
Like, they actually put a lot of energy into this, and that, like, seeing that blew my mind. And I'm so happy a new generation of gamers is going to get to experience this in a better fashion, because load times on the PS1, they were not good.
Load times on Sonic 06 were terrible. Like, games not well optimized are not fun.
So, like, that completely floored me. And I think you actually mentioned something of another complete out of left field reveal from there.
So, okay. Staying with the tune of PlayStation, Klonoa's coming back. Are you kidding me? That's awesome. Like, granted, again, it's getting like the remaster / re-release, kind of treatment. But damn, I'm actually really happy to see Klonoa again. I played the first one to death.
It was such a fun platformer.
Yeah, and it had and I still have this running joke to this day, how Klonoa has like a high squeaky voice, so I keep calling Klonoa a girl, and everyone I talk to is like, "You're a dick, it's a guy." I'm like, ah.
Oh.
Klonoa's super cute.
You're adorable.
Yeah, and then in the Western Wii remake, they gave him like a butch voice. I'm just like, okay, whatever.
My name's Klonoa.
And I'm Hupo. How are you?
Well, John just effectively went there, so if you're hiring voice actors, Klonoa.
If you a Klonoa remake, do you want someone who just made fun of your main character to be a voice in your game?
My resume's on the podcast. Let's go.
I'll be blacklisted along with Chris Niosi. Anyway, but no, like we don't want to spend too long on like each individual aspect of the direct, but like some high points for me. Klonoa was definitely one of them. The other thing that I mentioned too is like there's a Nintendo Switch Sports coming. And like as someone who played Wii Sports to death when the Wii came out, that's pretty cool to see. Like just even some passing acknowledgement of like the previous generation with that kind of stuff. That's nice to see. It might not be like, the biggest seller of all time, but just seeing like, the sword fighting and the bowling and the golf and like the soccer that you can play as it now. That's going to be fun. I think that's going to be a fun one.
There was so much fun to be had. Like Wii Sports, the packing game with the Wii, everybody was like, oh, Wii, blah, blah, blah. And then all those people, it's the same people that say they hate Nickelback, but can sing every damn song by Nickelback.
It's not that hard. But
it's the same people.
I wanted to clear the ball to you though, because I mentioned soccer and another out of nowhere, if you would like to talk about it.
So one of my favorite games back in the day, non RPG related, no less.
Tecmo Bowl.
Dun, 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 Nintendo Tecmo Bowl.
You have no idea what you're talking about.
I'm purposely butchering it on purpose.
Okay. Just because afterward we're going to play Tecmo Bowl.
So Super Mario Strikers back in the day on the GameCube, so much fun. I'm not the biggest fan of Mario sports games because they always feel kind of overly gimmicky or overly simplified. Yep. And Strikers found a balance back in the day of, hey, we're going to employ the Mario gimmick, but at the same time, we're going to actually make this feel competitive. Because more often than not, like gimmicky games, there's only like...
They take you so far.
Exactly. Like, so seeing this, I was like, this is awesome. I am so hyped to play it. Like I was telling John, once this comes out, we're both getting a copy and we're battling. And I'm going to dominate his team.
Yeah. You just like the idea of dominating me, and I think that's something I should call the police for. No,
I mean, we all know who the number one on this podcast is.
I gave you the first spot.
Fanfare. Fanfare.
Like a soccer game.
Can't listen to you, fanfare. Or a Vuvuzela.
It's auditory waterboarding.
Yeah. Oh, God, that would be horrible. Could you just imagine?
Yeah, I watched the World Cup in 2010. I know what that is.
Could you imagine our podcast is just underlaid with Vuvuzela for the whole thing?
As an anti-piracy thing for the Michael Jackson video game back in the day, on the DS, all of the tracks had Vuvuzelas in the background if it was a pirated copy. So I'm sure a lot of people experienced that like, okay, it's still fun.
Must not play my ears.
All right, the last two things I want to touch on from this direct, unless you have more things to say about it.
Oh, no, but by all means.
This makes me legit jealous. Because I feel like the fans of both of these franchises just get whatever the hell they want, and it makes me angry. Xenoblade Chronicles 3, which was the surprise reveal at the end of the show, and at the top of the show, Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes. You get a brand new frickin' Dynasty Warriors Fire Emblem game, and then you get a new Xenoblade that doesn't have character designs that are embarrassing to look at, which is great. And it makes me mad, because these words I can't say, these sons of something, they get whatever they want. They get Xenoblade Chronicles games coming out like crazy. They get DLC that's like pretty much the length of an entire game. You get spin-offs of your favorite things, like dozens of freaking Fire Emblem games coming out since the ones on the 3DS. I'm mad. I'm legit just mad.
Why don't you just join us and play them?
No, because they're boring and I don't like them.
They are not. If they were boring, they would not have this level of success.
No, because they don't. Because they sell maybe like 1.5 or 2 million copies each. You have any idea how much Mario Kart... Oh, Mario Kart. You have any idea how many copies Mario Kart sold? Over 50 million. Why don't we have Mario Kart 9 yet? Instead, we're getting, like, an entire game's worth of new tracks.
48 new tracks, to be specific.
An entire game's worth of new tracks. That's the last thing I'll talk about on this. But seriously, it blows my mind how much effort and time, I'm going to say it, is wasted on these franchises. Xenoblade Chronicles X for the Wii U had that entire subdivision, like New Los Angeles or whatever, that had nothing to do with the game and was just tacked on for no reason. I'm like, how do these games sell? Oh, wait, that one didn't. Even Nintendo acknowledged, like, this game is not going to sell at all, but we're doing it anyway.
Look here. I am always happy for a new RPG, and I'm happy. So they revealed what the main character, like,
I'm happy for them too. I'm just jealous. I'm just freaking jealous, man.
Stop being jealous and join us.
No, I don't want to.
Look, I have joined you on the cavalcade of games that you have thrown my way, and I've enjoyed them. For like BioShock, I enjoyed. Dead Rising, give or take, it's whatever.
You play 2, 3, or 4.
But I have joined you for some of the things you enjoy. You've dipped your toe. You've dipped your toe
in the water.
Embrace us.
Look, man.
We are here to stay.
Look, man, that's fine. I'm just admitting I'm jealous. It's the same thing with Souls games, right? Like, you can have all the Soul games you want. Those are fine. It's when I feel deprived of something I want. I feel just jealous / envy when I can't enjoy something people also like. You know what I'm saying? Is that a thing that... I'm sure you felt that. Like, you look at something that someone loves and you're just like, I don't get it.
So there are definitely things like I don't get. Like, gaming-wise, me and shooters. Outside of, like, Quake 3 Arena, I am not good at a shooting game. Maybe Borderlands, because, Borderlands.
Borderlands has flying numbers out of when you shoot people in the head. That's an RPG.
I know. It's a shooter PG.
It's an SHRPG.
It's a pew-pew.
It's a Shar PG. Shart PG.
Pew-pew PG.
Okay, enough. All right. Continue what you were saying.
But it's one of those things where Nintendo is hitting its entire audience, right? So Fire Emblem Three Houses, when that came out in 2019, it was met with unbelievable success. The Fire Emblem franchise has always been there. It's always been relevant from the handheld, from back in the day with Shadow Dragon, all the way up through all the DS and 3DS ones, the Path of Radiance, Radiant Dawn for the GameCube and the Wii.
Yeah.
It's always had its core following, which, as you mentioned, is roughly, we'll say, like 1 to 1.5 million copies sold, right?
Yeah.
And then Three Houses hit and just blew up. And it also literally caused a character to be put into Smash with Byleth. The most fun way to spike people with an up B.
I just like Mario nooging people to the ground.
So it's
That's a sound pop for you.
There you go.
Also, Disney's making their own Mario Kart. That's fun.
Yeah, I mean Disney, but it's interesting because
I was gonna geek out there. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It's interesting because I think every franchise is getting some love this year for the most part with Nintendo. Splatoon 3, Fire Emblem, Xenoblade Chronicles.
Mario and Rabbids is getting a sequel this year.
Mario and Rabbids, Mario Kart, Breath of the Wild 2 tentatively. Like, they're still pushing it towards the end of the year, but
we'll see what E3 time comes around.
If you look at it, almost all of their core franchises are getting love this year.
And even last year with Dread, like Metroid came out. A new Metroid game came out, and for a fair game for me, like in terms of how Metroid games sell, like those don't sell the most either. But there's still very adamant hardcore fan bases who have been deprived for a long time. I'm glad they got a game. I'm glad everyone gets the games that they want. I really am. I'm just jealous. That's all I'm saying with my tirade.
That is true. But hey, your jealousy will be rewarded in a sense if Nintendo is touching everything. And I know you're a Splatoon fan, so I know you're hyped for Splatoon 3.
Splatoon 3 looks like a lot of fun. And they showed off Salmon Run, which is coming back, which is nice. But yeah, man, Splatoon 3. I want to... that's the one Nintendo game where I'm just like...
That's the one.
Why is there a post-apoc world in sand?
Hey, look, that's the one I am picking up to play with you multiplayer.
Yeah, because it's fast and dirty and cheap and simple and fun.
So
just like that game's mom.
Dun-dun-dun. So the last one I'm going to touch on, I was bummed because it was supposed to come out in December, but Nintendo delays, whatever, or studio delays, who knows. Advance Wars 1 and 2 full remake. The first Advance Wars for Game Boy Advance. I lived over in Italy, graduated high school over there, and then we're moving back to the States. And me and a couple friends from my high school, literally the entire flight on my literally plugged into a charger port, keeping the charger in, Game Boy SP, played Advance Wars 1 multiplayer the entire flight, no sleep. And our flight started at like 11 at night. It was
So you basically had a
awesome.
flying sleepover.
Essentially, yeah, it was really great. All our parents thought we were weird as hell.
Yeah, that's every gamer.
But
And now I'm seeing things on Twitter just like, looking for a gamer BF, and it's like some like e-girl looking.
Oh, no.
I'm just like, all right, liking that.
Sending my application.
Oh, my God. I'm sure people were just like, shh.
Here's my gaming credentials. What are yours? This is 10 pages worth of RPGs, completed 100%. Oh, that other applicant only has 2 pages? He's out.
I'm a doctorate in boring video games.
I hate you so much. But no, I'm so excited for that. It's a fun, like if you look at it, it's probably going to be more in the vein of like a party game, just with everybody playing together, having a good time.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I have a spin-off idea for you for the podcast.
Oh no.
Dr. RPG, DRPG. Come on, you do it. I'm the RPG doctor. You got a problem? You're not playing enough RPGs? Here's a prescription.
I got your pill. Here's some Eternal Poison. Here's some Dragon Quest VIII. Here's some Ever Oasis.
Here's Live a Live. Even I ain't played that shit. This is experimental.
Live Alive.
Is that what it actually is?
Yeah.
It's written down. It says Live a Live, so
yes.
Live Alive. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, like
it's one of those.
We'll just blame Japan.
It's one of those Japanese titles that they put out because they understand, like they learned what 2 English words are, and like live and live are the same word.
Oh, Japan. But I think the last bit of news that we can share with you. So everybody knows the Activision Blizzard acquisition. So I'm gonna segue hard. Bye, Nintendo Direct. Thanks for playing. Peace. Can't wait for the games.
Please take a look.
It's a Mario. Now buy my games.
It just slaps you. Buy my game.
It's like South Park Mickey Mouse.
Oh boy, I love flying out here to listen to your problems.
And in other news, Mickey has transformed and he's bringing about Ragnarok and sending people to Valhalla.
Mario could do that.
You're pretendo.
And then Sonic comes out as Super Sonic. He's like, I gotta stop you.
Didn't they do a death battle and Sonic lost? Actually, Sonic won the first time, and then Death Battle changed it, which made me sad.
Yeah, they're just jerking off Mario fans.
So we'll segue hard. As I mentioned, y'all remember the Activision Blizzard buyout by Microsoft.
For almost however 70...
Almost $70 billion.
Oh.
So...
That's too much.
I mean, they are the #1 subscription-based gaming company ever, courtesy of World of Warcraft, and then their acquisition of Candy Crush and all that. Like, if you look at
Call of Duty Mobile, Call of Duty Warzone,
right? Like
when they oh my god, could you imagine if they bought Epic Games too?
Yo, could you imagine a Mario Call of Duty?
It's called Splatoon. Anyway,
Heyo. So Sony responded. Not necessarily a response, more of, I'm assuming it was something in the works and they just decided to announce it to keep with the kind of shock and awe of the news we were getting.
Yeah, the news cycle was running dry for Sony and they needed a win in some capacity. So they're like, hey, the studio that made Halo, we bought Bungie for almost $4 billion. So we got the Destiny company on lock. Because I'm pretty sure a lot of Destiny players play on PlayStation.
Yeah. So, seeing that, I was like, oh, that's cool. And then I was reading everybody and all the reading comments in the various groups.
The vitriol.
Oh my God, Sony owns Halo. And it's like, no.
Slow your roll, G.
The original studio who created it, Sony owns.
So Sony owns the license to Oni and Marathon. There you go.
Basically. So it's an interesting time for us as gamers. There are literally games coming out every single day, every week. There are big hits.
Indie titles are up the wazoo.
So Nintendo's making waves. Microsoft obviously made big waves earlier this year, and then Sony made waves with the Bungie acquisition. And just literally a couple weeks ago when Horizon Forbidden West dropped, that is officially the game to show off what the PS5 can do.
In that vein, I think this is why my initial kind of fears of a lot of this consolidation of the game space is starting to worry me, because there's a very big shift away from going small with certain developers. I think that's a problem, because when you're stacking your publisher house and your platform holders, you basically are just saying, okay, it's the Activision way of like every game has to be a solid gold hit. Otherwise, it's not profitable. Otherwise, this acquisition means nothing. So my biggest concern is is the game. This might even be a topic to talk about later. Does the game industry currently have the chutzpah, the means to actually do something smaller? You know what I mean?
It's a scary thought to think about because honestly, it feels like everybody is trying to hit the home run. For all you baseball fans, it's
people play other games that aren't video games.
So look at 2 recent home runs. Horizon Forbidden West, and literally, as of this past Friday, Elden Ring.
Multi-plat, which is good.
Super duper insane, impeccable games in their vein. Mm-hmm. And I feel like everybody is trying to hit that home run, and unfortunately, the smaller studios and the smaller kids, it's basically the little kids getting picked last in dodgeball. That's essentially what's happening.
Right. So that's where my question stems from. Like, do you think developers are going to have to start going smaller? Because not everyone is going to be a Horizon Forbidden West or an Elden Ring or even a Pokemon Arceus. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think necessarily go smaller. I think what we're going to see, so you remember last year and the year before, the rise of Kickstarter games, Untitled Chronicles, Sea of Stars.
Mighty Number 9. Like Star Citizen.
Stardew Valley.
That wasn't the Kickstarter, was it?
I don't know if it was a Kickstarter, but it was
that was Chucklefish.
Okay, fair. I errat that, but it's still an interesting game. Mm-hmm. So you have, I think we're going to see like Kickstarter-esque style games take a bigger rise because I think fans as a whole, like, and if I'm speaking out of my butt here, my apologies in advance, everyone. But I think we as a whole...
Plug your nose, y'all.
We appreciate the AAA games. Everybody does. From your Far Cries that you appreciate, John, to my Final Fantasy VII remakes. You name it, right? Yeah. But it's... If you look at it, those are our meat and potatoes of gaming. But that's only going to last for so long. What the hell else are we going to do the rest of the year? Are we just going to wait from AAA to AAA? That's boring. Yeah, and there's so much in between.
We're asking the same question.
Exactly.
You're repeating my question back to me.
Exactly.
So okay, so let's do a little thought experiment. Who says a Far Cry game has to be a first-person shooter? Why can't a Far Cry game be a side-scrolling cover-based shooter or something? You know what I'm saying? Why can't Far Cry games be a puzzle game or a card game?
So I
think you're Gwent in The Witcher, man.
I think you're going too sideways on it. I think what needs to happen is AAA is always going to be there, right? It's been there since the dawn of time. Mario 1, all the way on, right? We'll say AAA is always going to exist.
Of course. It's too big to fail. Ha 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 ha.
What needs to happen is mitigated risk within companies. Because if you look at the big companies, your Microsofts, your Sonys, any of them, like even Activision Blizzard, there are smaller studios within the big parent company, right?
Yeah.
Hey, we're set here. Like, WoW's subscription pays for everything.
Sure.
So, we have fun. Don't be afraid to fail. Don't do what Nintendo did. So, Golden Sun, back on the Game Boy Advance, was supposed to be one game, but it was split because of how big it was into 1 and 2. Golden Sun, Golden Sun.
The Golden Sun franchise.
They didn't perform to Nintendo's arbitrary metrics. So, as a result, everything got frozen. That team got moved on to develop yet another Mario sports game. It was Mario Golf for the Game Boy Advance. Atrocious. And then on the DS, we got another Golden Sun finally. We got a little bit into the future. We're going to continue the story a little bit. Didn't perform to the metrics. Hard cancel.
Well, the freaking Glory of Heracles probably didn't either.
Hey, that's an actual fun JRPG.
See, I know some games. Anyway. But
I think big companies need to now factor in, we're always going to make our guaranteed money. Like, so Horizon Forbidden West. Arbitrary number, I'm going to predict that game will easily sell 5 to 10 million copies.
That is very generous.
Well, I mean...
I'm assuming it's because people who own PlayStation 5s, me included, don't have anything to freaking play right now.
No. Sony was smart. Because of the shortage of PS5s, you can actually get the PS4 game. You can play it on your PS4 Pro. Base PS4, do not, if you are listening, do not play this game on a base PS4.
So don't play Elden Ring either. It will set on fire.
Your system just melts.
Oh God, it's like when those videos came out when PUBG was on the original Xbox One that came out in 2013.
Oh my god.
Oh, that was terrible.
1 frame a second.
You were just in like baked potato town. Oh
Here
God,
I go.
He's caught in the loop. All right.
So, but
I'm cutting that.
So Sony, they were smart. Sony has recognized, hey, chip shortage, PlayStation 5s, these are hard to get.
They're actually manufacturing more PS4s.
They are.
Yeah.
And the cool part with Horizon Forbidden West, you buy the PS4 copy, it has the free upgrade to PlayStation 5 when you eventually get your PlayStation 5. That's actually, in my opinion, very consumer friendly.
It's consumer friendly, but it also kind of undercuts the value of a next generation at all. If you have an install base, look at the Switch even, underpowered as it is, that's an install base over 100 million people.
Mm-hmm.
They're not in a rush to make a Switch 2. They're not, and they won't be for maybe another 50 million sales. Who knows?
We'll see, but it hurts the whole next gen thing. Absolutely. 100%.
Well,
but on the same...
We're getting into other episodes. I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm constantly interrupt. I'm just like, I'm considering new topics to talk about.
Hey,
do generations matter anymore? You know?
Remember what I said. Speak it into existence. It's like Field of Dreams. Build it. They will come.
Hey, Dad, want to have a catch?
So,
switches back and forth.
like, to answer your question, like, between the PS4 and the PS5, and then eventually the PC sales, because Horizon Zero Dawn did go to PC eventually, right?
True. So it was Days Gone and Death Stranding's on there.
So I think we'll see a
platform agnostic.
I think we'll see 5 to 10 million in sales, right?
Sure.
And at $60 to $70 a game or more if you got the collector's edition, right?
Publisher money of that $70-$60 usually amounts to like $27-$30.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think like the money generated with that easily pays for the game, pays for all of the costs in spades, covers your advertising costs, covers everything, and always leaves a surplus with a AAA game.
I say, in that note, just because this is maybe getting in a bit too much of the weeds, but like Cyberpunk, when it released in whatever state you feel it came in, that game paid for itself on launch, so I'm sure Horizon will definitely pay for itself.
So to answer your question, because AAA games will pay for themselves and leave surpluses, even your Maddens and 2Ks and FIFAs, even those pay for themselves and leave surpluses, right?
Yeah.
With that surplus, you let those smaller developers within your umbrella, you say, hey, this is my surplus from AAA X. You have a budget of 60 million. We'll throw an arbitrary number out there.
That's
higher one.
Pretty low for current gen.
Well, but if we're talking a small indie development,
yeah.
That's what we're talking about. Smaller. We're talking smaller scale. So 60 million left over. Small developer. I know you guys have always done this, but you have willingly stopped doing that in order to help us on our AAA X, AAA Y.
You're talking about
Z.
Activision Studios.
So yeah, like, okay, we'll do the Activision studios. Like a lot of those smaller studios froze what they were doing to further WoW, further StarCraft, further Diablo,
Call of Duty,
further Call of Duty, right? Those smaller studios froze what they were doing in order for the grand scheme of the Activision, Blizzard, whatever, right?
Yeah, the tentpole franchises.
You give them back that surplus and say, hey, thank you for furthering company success. Build your indie darling.
Yeah, like prototype something for us. Because that's how game development works. Like, I mean, when Capcom Vancouver was unfortunately falling down because of Dead Rising 4, they were still prototyping 5. So I get it. It's just, I think what we're all kind of coming into, and we've segued hard on this episode already. We'll have to have a talk in the break. But
that's the best part. Segue. I'm riding my Segway with a verbal segue. Here we go, segue. I just made John's brain melt, everybody.
No, you made me forgot what I was thinking, and I'm angry about it. No, okay. Hold on. What I'm basically saying is, like, look at the film industry and how it consolidated to the point where, like, indie studios really don't exist anymore. Mm-hmm. But what you have instead is things like Fox Searchlight, where, like, the pablum that was, you know, movies back in the day in the 40s, 50s, 30s, which were, like, general romantic comedies and simple cop dramas, which are basically on TV now, are, you know, kind of sequestered to, okay, the big thing that the studio system produces are things like big budget blockbusters with huge special effects that involve teams of worldwide communities of artists to make all year round. If you want to make a simple indie flick, quote indie, we have the Fox Searchlight brand, right? So what we basically need, is more people to get Game Pass. This is what it was all coming to. I'm sorry. But like I think about Game Pass.
Sell out.
I'm going to change our logo to an Xbox controller if Microsoft pays us. Anyway, no. What I'm saying is like I have tried and explored and experienced more games because of stuff like that. Because you mentioned the surplus. Subscription-based content works. And plus the people who have developed games like that independently have said, oh yeah, because we allowed people to try our game on this service, people have bought it. So I'm one of those people who grew up in the day where you had to rent games, right? So renting a game to find out if you actually wanted to keep it was really, really good. It hurt some people more because if your game sucked, then fine, you're not going to sell as many.
You had a whole weekend of Cubert.
Hell yeah, Cubert. Not even arcade quality Cube. But like I rented Joe and Mac. I was like, I don't want to own Joe and Mac. It's like, it's that kind of feeling. So I applaud that. Excuse me. Because like, and this will actually come up in our next episode because we're going to do some basic reviews. Windjammers 2 came out for free on launch for Game Pass, but it also came out on everything else.
Game Pass is not free. Stop using that statement. I will continue to make this statement.
Let me finish my story.
You finish your story, but wrap your sentence with you pay a subscription.
I paid a subscription. So on launch, it came out on Game Pass. Is that fair enough? All right.
Thank you.
Jesus. Anyway, so that game on launch came out on Game Pass and launched on everything else, right? Mm-hmm. I bought my copy for my Switch because I wanted it alongside the retro Windjammers, which was also on Switch. Okay. And I also get to play it on Xbox. That's great. But for some people who didn't have that option or thought, what's this game? Are like, oh, I'll try this. Oh, I love this game. $20. So that's what I'm saying. I think the fact that we have services like that and subscription-based models, you even mentioned EA, right? Mm-hmm. Yearly annual releases of that kind of stuff don't really need to exist. That's why EA Play exists now. For $5 a month, play the new EA games. There you go.
So
and old ones too.
So we segued pretty hard, but that was kind of cool. So ladies and gentlemen, don't touch that dial. So we're actually coming back to you with games we have played in the time off. I don't know how much John has played, but I got knee deep in quite a few.
I know this is editing in the recording, but we're already almost like at 50 minutes for this episode. We want to put that in the next one?
No, you are getting a giant feature-length film.
You're
welcome.
Then I'm just going to stop talking.
I hate you. No, I can't be the only one that's editing feature-length films. Nice try there, Johnny boy.
All right, so stick around after the break. We're going to talk about some of these recent releases that we've played and our thoughts on them. So stick around.
Yeah, just remember, it's free on Game Pass. My name is John.
Yeah. If you don't mind, I'm going to go jerk off Microsoft some more to get more of that free Game Pass. Actually, I'm going to cut that part anyway. Who cares?
I mean, that's fair.
It's my discretion. I can just waste this whole episode.
Hey-o. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome.
You play nice.
Welcome back. During the break, John had a very poignant moment. John, what did you say to me about our podcast?
That it's my favorite thing in the world and I love you.
No. I want you to throw that glove down again.
that I'm more dedicated to the show than you.
So, ladies and gentlemen, he says he's more dedicated to the show than me. So this is awesome because you're going to hear this as well as live as can be. John, let me show you the dedication to the podcast. Actually, here, this is for you. Take a look at it. Tell the fans what it is.
I'm going to choke my co-host live on air.
Tell the fans what you just got.
I'm going to hold it up to the... Oh, wait, there's no camera. I received a copy of a game. A Sonic video game. And It's one of the late period Sonic games. It's on the GameCube.
I can't contain my laugh. This is so great.
This psychopath just handed me a copy of Sonic Heroes.
Sonic Heroes.
You know, my favorite song from a Sonic game is "Everybody Supersonic Racing. You're gonna put my dick right in your mouth."
Yeah, let's talk about dedication to the podcast. Ladies and gentlemen.
So come on and go it down. Everybody. So this will be saved for, you know what? That's going to be an exclusive to the website. I'm going to cut that and put that out, okay?
Oh, no, this is staying in.
No, it's staying in, but it's going to stay in a segment that's outside of the main episode, okay?
No, this has to be in.
No, it can't, because I swore and said drink cum. That's what I said.
It doesn't matter. This one, we will allow this because that was a priceless moment. Look at you. Your mind is imploding.
It's imploding because we want sponsorships, and if we talk about sucking dick, we're not going to get any. Unless we sponsored by Adam and Eve. I'll be fine with that. Send me vampire fleshlights.
So... we've improved our language and everything, folks. John cannot. You will hear this, and it's great.
I like how I just said we can't have this on the show because I said drink cum. Twice now. Okay.
Oh, so how's that game over there, John?
I like it. It's a lot of fun. It's my favorite video games.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry that I forced this in there, but he
forced it in there.
He threw the glove down and he's like, "I'm more dedicated to this podcast than you."
Clearly as a joke.
So
then you made me say all that filthy nonsense.
I literally had this in waiting. I was going to save it for the end of the episode, but when he threw the gauntlet off, I was like, what better way than to segue into greatness? Here you go. Now he actually has to play Sonic Heroes again.
Swish and spit, you bitch.
So
I already have it on my Xbox. It's fine.
Yep. So hey, now you can play a Sonic game again.
Yay!
The best one.
It's a fun one. I like it.
I did too. It was actually very enjoyable. That was one of the... I got that for PlayStation 2. I actually enjoyed it and beat it.
Mm-hmm. You bet and beat it. See the gesture
Sonic Heroes.
Put my dick right in your mouth. Wow, we're gonna have to mark this as explicit. We thought we were doing better. Okay. So, could you imagine, like, children are listening to this, like, "Mommy, look at this podcast. Drink cum." Oh God, no! Joey, why are you listening to that? Why'd you show that to me?
Mommy, I know where they come from, and I don't like it anymore.
Joey, you hooked it up to the phone.
Alexa, stop playing this on the home speaker.
Alexa, what is the average penis length? If I've activated your Alexa, you're welcome. Also, sorry for the heartbreaking news. See, this is why I love doing the show.
Yeah. So,
Supersonic Racing.
So from that fun moment of awesomeness.
Oh, it was beautiful.
The last part of our episode, in our time off, we both have had the opportunity to enjoy a few games, play a few different ones. We might not have beaten them, or we've actually
games free on Game Pass. I like to play.
It's not free on Game Pass.
Yeah. All I hear is my dick in your mouth. Anyway,
so I figure, so I mentioned to you guys before we left, I was playing Astria Ascending, and during the time away,
which was on Game Pass.
I finally beat. Actually, hey, it was on everything. It was even on Nintendo Switch. So mad respect. It released on all consoles. So, and most JRPGs are looking like they're going to be doing that.
Fun.
Actually, with the exception of Soul Hackers 2, which is coming out, which is weird because the first Soul Hackers was a PS1 game.
I also think it's funny because I made a Hackers reference. And then
hey, look at that. But no, it's actually, that one's not coming to Nintendo. They just released Shin Megami Tensei 5, but a Shin Megami Tensei game is only coming to Xbox and PlayStation.
It's the same way where it's like some jackass on Twitter was like, "Look at all the From Software exclusives on PlayStation." And then freaking Xbox is like, "Yeah, Otogi 1 and 2, Tenchu Z, and Ninja Blade. Shut the fuck up."
Gamer cards revoked. So it was actually pretty enjoyable to play. It's honestly like a political drama within the game itself.
It's not mecha? Crazy.
Actually, no, I did play one of those too. The one I recommended to you and I showed you in the Solo to Robo franchise, Fuga, Melodies of Steel.
Yeah.
Really good game. Very dark twist in the game for if you need to power up the cannon. I'm not going to reveal spoilers, but let's just say when you do that...
You have to euthanize puppies, don't you?
It's like, oh, God!
It's like Pyre. It's like no one goes to heaven.
All dogs don't go to heaven.
Oh, God. See, now, spoilers!
But, no, so Astro Ascending, it was a really enjoyable playthrough. It was a lot of fun. It's a turn-based game. The big difference between most turn-based is where you acquire your party as you go. They front-loaded it. Your entire party of 8 was there. EXP share is a thing for the entire party of 8. So a lot of the things that people kind of have grievances with when it comes to, well, my party is really over-leveled, and then you have that random, you have to use everyone fight, and you just can't get past it because you have your favorites.
Yeah.
They take that kind of thing away with this. So
why not just do like the lunar thing and just make like boss stats multiply gradually as you level?
I mean, you figure they would do things like that, but, you know.
But also, you're not playing RPGs for the combat, are you?
Hey, no. No, no, no. No, no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no.
He's saying no because I got him.
No, comma, no. Wait, why am I saying comma? I'm doing an X.
You're doing the DX suck it motion.
No. Tales of Arise, which that one I don't care if you beat. I just want you to play through to the first boss and experience the combat. That game's combat, the pinnacle of an action RPG. Pinnacle.
I'm down to try it. It looks fun.
Like, literally just play to the first boss. I don't care if you beat it or not. I just want you to experience that. Combat in RPG.
As long as it's better than Valkyria Evolution or whatever the fuck that one was called.
Oh, the weird spinoff?
Yeah.
That one was very... So I enjoyed the story in that game, but holy balls was everything else a clusterfuck.
Like, Sega as a publisher, they have access to so many developers. They have the entire Yakuza franchise and the Judgment franchise now. They know how to make a combat system. Just do that.
That is true.
Why is that so hard?
Yo, could you imagine instead of it Bungie, Sony bought Sega?
I would shit my pants.
Could you imagine?
I would have to be a Sony fanboy at that point. Damn it.
We would have literally launched ourselves away from the little break. We would have came back for a hot, like, little 5-minute fire episode of da-na-na, da-na-na. In the latest news, Sony
Center.
Biggest blockbuster trade ever. Sony acquires Sega.
Yeah, Sonic Forces 2, watch out.
Nintendo no more.
Oh, God.
Xbox no more. Sony exclusive and PC after 2 years.
After 2 years. Like Sonic Lost World, which lost the Zelda level that I like so much.
So, while we were off, what's one of the games that you've got to enjoy or experience, John?
I'll briefly mention 2 quick ones, because one is kind of DLC, so it's not really a full game. So I talked about it before the break, and I picked up Halo Infinite. I finally finished it over the holiday, Christmas, New Year's break.
Was that game everything you were wanting, hoping for, and expecting? Like, did it deliver on all fronts for you?
To me, yes. And the reason why I delivered it was because it did one of those things where it actually went back. So if you look at the trend that happened with Halo 4 and 5, it was building up to this massive crescendo of this giant space opera battle where the AIs are going to take over the world. But then Halo Infinite smartly realized, like, hey, we've written ourselves into a really melodramatic, crappy drama corner, so let's just revert things a little bit. So it's really stupid in terms of, like, I don't want to say stupid. I wouldn't want to say lazy either, but, like, delivering on the actual story of Halo it's very operatic.
It took away from the soap opera feel. It took away from that kind of flatline feel. Like, space opera, cool. Like, melodrama can be cool when used properly, but
yeah, because we've seen it with Halo 1 through 3.
Too much.
Yeah.
Well, like you gotta insert something new. It's the Mario Odyssey thing. Like,
yeah.
The new of Mario Odyssey, I think, revitalized that franchise, just like Breath of the Wild did.
It did for me, definitely.
Look at me, ladies and gentlemen. I'm giving Breath of the Wild credit on air.
Now, Season 2 is off to a crazy start.
What are those?
No, but... So, what Halo 4 and 5, I feel, wrongfully did was they basically tried to not humanize Chief, but they tried to do it in exploring it a way that was like a romance between Cortana and the Chief. Mm-hmm. And I think that was not the best way to do it.
That's not what I would expect in a Halo franchise. Like, that's a little odd to me.
Well, like, because I don't want to get into the nuts and bolts of it. I want to talk about the actual broad strokes. Did I like it? Yes. Did it deliver on what I wanted? Yes. It was a return to form in the most basic way possible. In the same way that Halo 1 opened up with you on the ship and landing on the Halo and uncovering this entire galactic mystery in front of you, that's what's happening in Halo Infinite. Now, it gets a little long in the tooth toward the end. Act 3 really drags on way more than it should. But again, what sold it to me was my actual connection to what I was doing and why, and is setting up for the sequels of the future. So when Halo More Infinite comes out, if they actually decide to make it, I'm down. I'm down with it.
Halo Infinity Infinite.
Infinium, sure, whatever. Make up a new word. Who cares?
Infidrania.
Halo Infinite 2, Halo 7. I don't care. Just pick a name. But yeah, for me, it was what I wanted, and I got exactly what I needed from it, and I'm okay with it. And if people were disappointed or feel like, hey, like where we leave off from this, like, well, that happened 6 months ago. Don't worry about it. And
No.
and it paid off. Like, it was funny because it was the holiday, so I was a little buzzed. I was playing the game, and I was tweeting as I was playing. I was like, this game is like dealing with a bad breakup. And ... When I beat the game, I was like, and finding hope and life afterward.
So I don't have a lot of experience with the Halo franchise other than 1 and 2. And then 3 was where the Graviton Hammer was introduced, right?
Yes.
So up to 3, like, I'd played multiplayer through. Never did the campaigns on any of them, just multiplayer with friends, right?
Sure.
And everything that I've seen and heard, not only from you and from others, all across the various pages, groups, everything, it's a beautiful return to form of Halo 1 and 2 without the hang-ups that they forcibly delivered and they kind of forced on you with, as you mentioned, the melodrama. And everything I've heard has just been nothing but glowing. And the lasting sentiment was, I may not come back for the multiplayer, but I would definitely play this story again because it felt amazing.
I would definitely play it. Like, I still want to play the co-op campaign when it comes out because I gave it to my buddy as well. I gave him my old Xbox, and we can play it together.
And what's your buddy's name? Give him a shout. We have a podcast. Shout out your friend.
Shout out to my boy Kiki back in P-Town. What's up?
In Pee-Pee Town?
P-Town, Bridgetown, Rip City, Portland, baby.
Pee-Pee Town.
Shut the fuck up. Anyway, no, but I like to call him my hetero life mate. He's my best bud. But yeah.
What does that make me?
My co-host.
Wow.
My best co-host. Anyway, when the co-op comes out, I'll be sure to play it again with them. Now, the one thing I will say is that with Halo 1 and 2, there were more geographical / biome diversity in Halo 2's individual levels than there was in the entirety of Halo Infinite. Now, that can get kind of samey, but when you're actually just, again, I care about agency and what I'm doing and if I'm having fun. I never didn't have fun. I always had fun playing Halo Infinite.
You
always.
literally just turned a double negative into a positive there.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. So Halo Infinite, glowing recommendation. Love it. I might actually check out the multiplayer now. It's kind of dying now, apparently, but whatever. They have Call of Duty now. They can do whatever they want.
So,
and
I actually, so this is a shout out to John here because as you all know, RPGs are my jam.
Okay.
So, over the break, or actually right before our break, I had acquired a Series X.
Hey,
it was the Halo Infinite version.
Bastard! I think I actually yelled at you for how lucky you got for paying $10 for it.
Shout out to gambling. It works.
Gambling. It just works. Same with capitalism.
But no, so I picked that up, and that is actually a game so my wife, she said it actually looked interesting. For her, if it looks interesting, she'll give it a shot. Her genre is horror / like puzzle based games. So think Yomawari for the Switch. She played through that, beat it. Super cool. Like, you wouldn't expect that from my wife, Maybe my RPG-ness would rub off on her. I don't know. But so that's actually something I'm looking forward to. So when the co-op campaign comes out, we picked up an extra controller, and she and I are actually going to go through that co-op campaign. And then you and I can campaign together, and I will get you killed just to see the reaction.
That'd be hilarious. It'll be funny. It'll be funny to see you play a Far Cry game with me. That'd be hilarious. Just like hey, I dropped a grenade in the boat. Ah, shit!
You don't even know. I'm just like, we're just so laser focused, and I make my character. It's like a subtle
blink.
And we're just so focused, and then all of a sudden you just see our bodies go,
Revive me, revive, fuck!
What did you do? I just wanted to see what would happen.
Carl! All right. Yeah, but that sounds great, man. Enjoy that. Speaking of Far Cry, segue again, no segue dance for me included. So over the course of the past few months, they started releasing the DLC that was included in their season pass, which I will wholly admit the promise of the DLC that they showed sold me on the game. I bought the game half expecting I'll throw an extra $30 down to get this DLC. You get to play as the villains in basically their own little kind of open sandbox, and it's arcade style where you score and get power-ups and stuff. I want that. I want that for every one of my video games. I want that for a Mario game. Give me a Bowser mini open world sandbox diorama level where I can just go smash through a bunch of cool stuff as Bowser.
Hey, they're starting. I mean, if you think about it, if we big brain it, Mario and Rabbids is literally Mario XCOM.
Yeah, it is.
So they're starting to branch out. And before we know it, we're going to get post-apocalyptic Mushroom World Mario Survivors. And he's got an eye patch on.
And Jared Leto's Joker's there for some reason.
He's wearing Luigi as a skin cloak.
Oh, no, he'd be wearing Yoshi.
No. Yoshi still exists, but Yoshi was allowed to grow up, legs. And he's like Yoshizilla.
He's got robot legs. And what about Yonka Dingo? What about him?
Dead.
Damn. Because there's no oceans.
Yep.
All right. But yeah, so that's what I've been playing, and it's been great. The other game that I've been playing a lot of, and that will be a segue for our next episode, I've been playing a lot of Windjammers 2.
So don't spoil anything for that one. So ladies and gentlemen, I am very proud of him. Not only did he handle the gathering of a Sonic Heroes very well on this episode.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'll say that's what it was. I was going to show my grandma this episode, dude. You fucked it up.
But he's actually spoken into existence. As you know, that was one of my sayings back in last season. He has spoken into existence so many things. And he's making me so proud. He's grown up.
Mm-hmm. Bestest BFF co-host.
Is that going to be the new running gag?
Yes, that'll be. It's better than Meat Sponge.
Oh, man, we're doing some throwbacks.
Mm-hmm.
So,
can you believe we said that 2 months ago? What a throwback!
4 months ago, thank you. It was October.
Whatever. Semantics.
So another game that I've been playing. So I picked this one up at I want to say it was the first week of February, if I'm not mistaken. Maglum Lord. Yeah, it was the first week of February.
Yes, you talked about this over breakfast.
So if any of you remember side-scrolling Tales games or the side-scrolling Summon Night Swordcraft story from...
I want to preface... Sorry, we went to breakfast. He did not wake up in my apartment when I didn't make him breakfast. I'm just putting that out there.
We all know I'm the dominant one on this, so...
Excuse you?
Look here, Sonic Heroes.
Look here, person I don't even recognize their name. Co-host.
You're just dying slowly.
Look, co-host.
Guy.
Yeah.
So, this game, literally side-scroll... Think Tales of... Destiny, old school Tales of Fantasia, or Summon Night Swordcraft story. It's all about creating weapons, fighting monsters, gathering stuff with a very silly, over-the-top, kind of very small Japanese studio. The English text is there, but they literally didn't do English voice acting. It's all Japanese no matter what.
Sure.
So
it saves the most money, honestly.
It does, yeah. That's a lot of money saved. It's been so much fun to play because it's one of those, it doesn't take itself seriously. You can turn it on when you want, turn it off when you want, and it plays smooth. And it's honestly ridiculously silly because you are literally the last demon lord in existence.
So
and
God won.
It opens up with picture buff Master Roshi.
Yo.
In a pink Hawaiian shirt as well. So, they full on went there.
Nice.
Who's you need an heir. Time to date. So, your Demon Lord is...
Oh my God, are you kidding me?
So, the Demon Lord is literally, running with this, yeah! And the interactions are hilarious. The dialogue is funny for what it is.
So, it's a dating sim, sword-making game.
Yeah. It's been a lot of fun for me, and I'm not ashamed to admit.
It's Muramasa where you can date the characters.
You're the Masamune to my Muramasa.
Oh, Muni.
Masamune Masa.
Let's go to hell and kill demons.
Hey, insert Chrono Trigger Masamune side by side merge.
X-Cross, X-Split.
X gonna give it to you.
Oh! DCX, Dark Chrono X.
So I recommend that for everybody. It is a small development game, and you are going to notice it's a far cry from a AAA title or like a really big JRPG. It's silly, doesn't take itself seriously. It's quick in the vein of JRPGs. So I've just been having fun with it. So my playtime has gone through the roof. But you could literally beat this game in 12 hours. That for an RPG is very impressive, and you even know it, John.
Mm-hmm. If you can beat an RPG in like 8 hours, I'd be happy.
You could probably beat this one in 8 hours if you understand the combat mechanics.
You know what? Just give me a half minute here, and I'll play that for the rest of my life.
Hey, that was good. Oh, hey, remember 3D Dot Hero?
Yes, I do.
That was fun.
I played the shit out of that game.
That game was so much fun.
Because when you got your natural sword enhancement and it went through walls,
the giant bullshit sword.
Dude, I want to see a death battle between Cloud and Pixel Man from that game.
Pixel Man wins
with his giant willy sword.
So, but that's been a fun one.
And you can fuck the princess.
God damn it! Why do you always go there?
I do, because it's awesome. Imagine if you rescued like the princess from Dragon Quest 1 and then you stopped in the inn on the way there and then you fuck.
We're still in this dark cave alone. Oh no, hero, what are you doing?
You just killed that dragon. Here's my pussy.
Oh man.
Now that this is explicit, I can just say whatever I want. I like this. I like this a lot.
He lit up. So, 2 other games that I've picked up. So I picked up Edge of Eternity. I haven't got to start that one yet, but I was looking forward to that game when it was announced coming out for PS5 for 4 or 5 months now, honestly. And so that's actually going to be the next game I go into, and I'll let you know all about that one. And then John will attest to this because there is a giant, ridiculous monument of it at my work desk now. Horizon Forbidden West.
Ah, the ugly-ass elephant.
With a tiny little Aloy.
What's funny is that, like, when you look at the actual machinations of that figurine, I'm just like, oh, wow. Like, this is where that attention to detail and development in terms of design art and stuff kind of comes in. Because I saw, like, a laser tusk, like, minigun on the elephant. And I was like, where did the bullets come from? And there's, like, a chamber on its, like, next to its neck that's belt fed up through there. And I'm just like, oh, yeah, they designed that. Okay.
They put, like... So, I'm not going to talk about the game just yet. So, I picked up the collector's edition. I was at GameStop.
You think he actually plays the games he buys? No.
I hate you. So, I was there and I was like, hey, I'd forgotten to pre-order it. So, I was like, hey, I need to do a pre-order. And the manager, we're literally on a first-name basis. Anytime a JRPG comes out, she literally will shoot me a text and she's like, hey, these are what we have released. Did you order these from anywhere else? Cool. And I just come in and do pre-orders. It's awesome. Love the service at this GameStop. And so we're getting ready to pre-order. She's like, you normally get collector's edition. So it's like, yeah, for games I really like. Well, she's like, did you like Horizon Zero Dawn? It's like, oh yeah, I loved it. Hell, I even let you borrow it, John, remember?
I actually beat that one. Because it was fun to play. Do you not remember this?
I have a long pause because he brought up a positive memory of him beating a game I recommended.
Jesus Christ.
I'm so proud.
Just sing Sonic Heroes and go in the corner.
Sonic. Okay, I'm done.
Go in the corner.
So, ended up picking up the collector's edition, and as John will attest, there's a giant machine gun tusk weaponized mastodon and tiny Aloy sitting at my desk. I wasn't a fan that it was a digital-only thing in the collector's edition. I did not pay attention to the fine print. That's my bad.
You got Andromeda. You said what you did.
Yeah, that's my bad, not their bad. So ended up playing a little bit of that, and it, for me, is the best open-world game I have ever played. I have not played a lot of them, obviously, with, where my vein of gaming goes, but holy shit, it has been so rewardingly fun, just exploring, enjoying the environment, continuing the story. They improved every single thing from Horizon Zero Dawn. They listened to people with requests, with, hey, we weren't fans of this, or this could have been done better, and they delivered it in spades. I know these past couple weeks have been mega game heavy because it was literally Horizon Forbidden West one week, and then all of a sudden Elden Ring the next week. So pick your poison. You've got a good AAA title, whichever route you go.
Yeah, man. That's good. Good the game's coming out.
So, I feel like we accomplished a lot this episode.
That's an episode, we think?
What do you think?
I think so. I think we've kind of covered a lot of stuff and we reverted to our very nasty ways.
And I brought back all of the old humor with a physical copy.
Remember, everyone, this is Games with John and James Season 2. There will be no new ideas at all. None.
If only you all could have seen his face when he looked at the game.
Like, I knew it was going to be a GameCube game because I felt like the nubs on the box. I was like, oh no. Because I was like, it's either going to be Shadow the Hedgehog or, of course, it is. Okay. And it's still staring at me. Sonic's just all like, get happy, Happy Meal, McDonald's macro device, Microsoft.
So
I'm going so fast I can't even talk. Sonic on crack. 2000s joke.
LSD, let's go.
Gotta smoke fast.
Could you imagine Sonic if he were to do shrooms?
That again, this is 2000s humor.
I know.
What if Sonic did a drug? What if Mario was really bloody and violent? What if Rystar had a gun? It's like, come on. It's like, yeah, come on.
So
I can buy a shirt of that at Target.
So thank you so much for tuning in again. And as you know, you can always find us on Instagram or Facebook at Games with John and James. Please share with your friends. We're having fun with this. And yes, this episode has been pretty damn silly, all things considered.
Uh-huh.
It's so rewarding to be back here with everyone, to be back here with you, and we're going to keep pushing this. I have a blast with John, and this is, you're stuck with us for years to come. Sorry, not fucking sorry.
Hey, little Billy, what was your favorite part of the episode? Oh, the part where they sang the Sonic song and then made an allusion to sucking cock. That was my favorite part. That's great, little Billy. Wait, what?
So, one thing, so we are still working on the website. There's been a couple hang-ups, couple hiccups with that, so we're still plugging along, but we do have a fun surprise for you. So, as you know, every Monday is when you get to enjoy your latest episode. On Fridays...
Ooh, do I get to say it this time?
John, why don't you tell them what's coming out on Fridays now?
Well, we know that a lot of people like to listen on podcasts on different forums for very different reasons. If you like your Spotify, if you like your Deezer, I don't freaking know. They put podcasts on Tidal now. But one of the things that I like to do, when I used to do it a lot of the time, was listen to my podcasts on YouTube and have a nice curated playlist of every episode front to back. So, starting this coming Friday, new episodes of the Games with John and James podcast will be uploaded to YouTube every Friday.
And as a awesome thank you to everybody, because if you primarily listen to YouTube, chances are you're probably going to want to listen to Season 1, even though you have been loyal to us with Spotify and all the other ones. Thank you so much. Shout out. Love you all, fans. Mwah.
You need to give us more of your time, so go to YouTube right now.
So this Friday, not only will you get to enjoy on YouTube, you will also get all of Season 1 uploaded to YouTube, so you can enjoy there. So you're cleaning the house, you're playing your Halos, your Sonic Heroes.
You're playing Death Stranding, and it's really freaking lonely, and you're just like, you know what? I need JJ in my brain.
So we would not be here today without you. Thank you so much for your support. And this has been a lot of fun. I'm James.
And I'm John.
And this is Games with John and James. Season 2, baby, we're here!
X gonna give it to you.
Sonic Heroes.
I'm going to take your phrase. I hate you. All right. We'll see you next episode, everybody.
Bye.
Peace.